Hey guys, this is Carolina Varsity. We're in our 2015 season. We are looking at the NCHSAA 4A playoffs, and we have a big game of number 14 Vance going over to play number 3 Charlotte Catholic. I'm Dale Ross.
I'm Matt Marr, the Pitman.
I'm Dennis Carlson.
Looking at this game here, we've got a heck of a matchup here in the first round. I think the state's just messing with us.
Oh, what a first round game.
You know, I think they're trying to get all the Charlotte teams out so these other schools will have a chance. But
Well, now, something to point out, 14 of the 16 teams are Charlotte teams.
we're in small 4A.
Oh, that's right. We are in small 4A. That's right.
So, we don't have that many Charlotte schools in small 4A. And it's just a funny coincidence that two of them meet in the first round. So, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but this shouldn't happen in the first round. But let's take a look at it here. This is a rematch of the great playoff game last season over at Keffer where Catholic pulled it out. And this was something that fueled Vance throughout the offseason, and now they got their shot here after some revenge. Vance, you got to play gap control defense in the run game. We talk about it all the time with Catholic. I think when you look at their offense, you can't get caught up in all the window dressing. You got to see where they're going and find those tendencies and shut those gaps down. In the passing game, assignment man coverage, all the time people they start falling asleep against Catholic. They lull you to sleep with the run, If you got a guy in a formation, you got to play pass first if you're in that secondary. I don't care what they're doing in the run game. You got to play pass first. Offensively, they got to protect up front. Catholic is good under front seven. Their defensive line and linebackers will blitz at times. They got to be able to protect up front for Fetty to give him time to attack the secondary where Catholic is weak. We talk about the Catholic linebackers. They're good in their zone drops. Catholic will mix in some cover 4, cover 3 looks. They don't mind putting their corners on an island. But against Vance, you're playing with fire because they got the talent to make plays down the field. And conversely for Catholic, they got to make a decision on whether they're going to bring pressure on the Fetty or they're going to play coverage, off of them. Right. Can they get there with 4 down linemen rushing? That's going to be a big key. If they can't get there, they may start mixing in some pressure. Offensively, they got to do what they do. Pound and shorten the game. Don't let the Vance speed on defense be a factor. Wear them down. I don't think they have as much depth as Catholic, obviously. And then once Catholic's got them worn down, they got them where they want in the fourth quarter.
Right. So for me, I think you pretty much have hit it there. Hey, Catholic's got to find ways to shut down Dorn and Fetty, and I don't believe you can man up on Dorn, which is kind of one comment I saw, because Dorn is on one side, Jonathan Fetty, who is almost of equal ability, is on the other side. Mm-hmm. And then to top that off, they've got Hall at tight end, who will go downfield, and then you've got Spencer out of the backfield that you got to worry about.
And that's something that we weren't thinking about for a little while because he was hurt.
That's right. And he is a threat mainly in the screen and swing pass game, but it's a threat because that's, Catholic's got the linebacker play to be able to handle that. But really, are you going to be bringing linebackers to try to pressure a Fetty and disrupt him? The thing there, though, is a Fetty is also very good with his feet. And I think his pocket presence, feeling the pressure, handling and moving away from the pressure, and then getting up and kicking it and running downfield, it's all there. He's very solid in those areas. So I think those are the things that Catholic has to worry about. And of course, Vance on that same point, they need to come out and attack in those areas because those are the weak. The downfield areas are the weak areas in that Catholic defense.
Right.
On the flip side, Vance has got to defend Catholic.
Yes.
And the wing tee, and it's requires very disciplined play out of the defense. You've got to be very disciplined, not just down on the D line, but you got to be disciplined back there with your DBs. And I saw in that South Point game where more than one, actually 2 times, that led to 2 touchdowns, where the DBs bit on the play action. And Catholic's going to hit you with that, and they're going to run, and then the next thing you know, that tight end that you've been thinking has been blocking is going to be running right down the seam on you, and he'll catch the ball, and it'll be a touchdown. They did that to Vance last year. Vance had problems with that last year. That was the one area that Vance had a lot of trouble, was covering that passing game. And I think Catholic had, it was over 200 yards passing, which for a Catholic team, that's just outrageous to believe that they'll throw that much on you, but they did.
Like we've been saying all season, Brodowitz has opened up the offense a little bit.
Exactly.
And he's not afraid to throw it. And you're probably going to see some of that early on in this game.
Exactly. What do you think?
I mean, we saw that a lot earlier in the season. You know, we had Catholic down in third and long situations a lot, and they were able to throw their way out of it. You know, keep drives alive. So you know that pass has really helped them a lot. You know, when they do end up getting backed up every once in a while, they still get out of it, which they didn't used to. I mean, I've got to take Catholic on this one, just as a defensive type of coach. They're not even giving up 7 points a game.
Right.
You know, defense wins championships. You know, that's what's going to carry them that far. And I think they've got the front four where they don't have to worry about bringing linebackers to bring pressure. They can leave those linebackers out in coverage. You know, that's probably the best front seven in Charlotte and maybe even the state.
They've got 6 shutouts on the season.
I mean, it's going to be hard to run on them. That front four is going to bring pressure by themselves, so you don't have to worry about sending tons of blitzes. You know, worrying about the Vance receivers that you were talking about. You know, so that defense I think is going to carry them. You know, for Vance, you were mentioning the discipline play. You know, trying to stop that Catholic offense.
Yeah.
You know, if the linebackers are reading their keys and reading the O line, we'll be in the right spot. But with that wing T, you get your eyes on the quarterback, and he's designed to mess you up, and you're going to end up going in the wrong spot. So as long as you're disciplined with your eyes, you'll end up being in the right place.
All right.
Good stuff.
Watch your lineman. That's what I always say. The lineman will tell you what's happening if you really pay attention. Of course, kids, the kids are kids, and they want to follow the ball too much. They want to look at that quarterback, like you say, what's going on. I think it's going to be a real good ball game. I think it's going to be another ball game similar to what we saw last year between Vance and Catholic.
So what does the report say?
Well, the report says 29-7. And I think this is going to be one of those times. Well, obviously, one of the things that's different about Vance starting last week is their health is back to near 100%. Donovan Spencer really changes that whole offense, the dynamics of what they can do. And just something I did mention is they started using Jonathan Fetty differently in the run game. That was kind of interesting, but they're back at 100%. For much of the season, they were not at 100%. So,
and I'm gonna tell you right now, the winner of this game is gonna get the winner of TC Roberson and Fayetteville 71st. So the winner of this game is gonna be in the third round.
You're gonna love it, guys. It's like you're getting we're getting a third round game in the first round, and your second round game is gonna hardly even be a first round game. Wow.
That's my opinion.
No, I think your opinion is correct. Okay. Well, that's our ball game at Keffer Stadium. It might be the best first round game we've got. I believe it is the best first round game.
You might be there.
I might be there. If it's raining like it is right now, I don't know. I might find a turf field to go to.
The weather does look good, by the way.
Well, good. All right. Thanks for watching.